Today, we are diving deep. I mean, really deep. We're heading into the crushing blackness of the ocean to meet one of its most brilliant and, honestly, mysterious creatures, the squid. And trust me, we're about to find out that this animal is way more complex and a whole lot smarter than you ever imagined. You know, for centuries, we could only guess what was down there. The abyss was a place of legends, full of sea monsters and, of course, the Kraken. But as our technology has started to peel back that curtain of darkness, we've found that the truth, well, it's often stranger and way more incredible than any myth. And this is the perfect place to start our story. The giant squid. For the longest time, the only proof we even had that this thing existed were these strange sucker cup scars on the sides of whales, or maybe a carcass that washed ashore. It was pure legend, a real-life sea monster. But it is very, very real. So what makes the giant squid so incredibly hard to find? Why has it stayed a mystery for so long? Well, the answer really comes down to where it lives and how it lives. The giant squid is a true creature of the deep. I mean, it lives in a world thousands of meters down, so far that sunlight just can't reach. And while you can find them all over the globe, they seem to prefer the steep, deep slopes off of continents and islands. This extreme home is exactly why we know almost nothing about their early life, and why just getting a glimpse of one alive in its own world is such a huge deal. And you know, those first ever observations completely flipped our understanding of them. The old theory that this giant animal just kind of floated around, saving energy, waiting for food to drift by. But what we actually saw was the total opposite, a powerful, fast, and aggressive predator that actively hunts down its prey. It's a true titan of the abyss. But the giant squid is just one member of this huge, incredible family. And by studying some of their more accessible relatives, like the Humboldt squid, we're discovering that these animals aren't always lone hunters. Nope, they actually have pretty complex social lives, often gathering in large groups called shoals, and they talk to each other in a way that is, well, it's truly alien. So thanks to these amazing remotely operated vehicles, we call them ROVs, that are decked out with high-def cameras, we can finally visit squid in their own backyard without disturbing them. And what these cameras are showing us is just mind-blowing. It's like a constant flickering conversation happening right on their skin. So how in the world do they do this skin talk? Well, it's fascinating. A squid skin is covered in thousands of these tiny pigment-filled sacs called chromatophores. And by flexing microscopic muscles around each one, a squid can make it bigger or smaller, instantly changing its color and creating these incredibly complex flashing patterns. And get this, it's not just random flashing. Studies on Humboldt squid show they're using a kind of visual grammar. They have what are called signifiers, which are these big, bold patterns across their whole body. Think of them like a headline, I'm about to attack. But then they add modifiers, smaller, more subtle patterns that add detail. It's like the difference between shouting, hey, look out, and then whispering, there's a fish just to your left. So the big takeaway here is that this isn't just simple signaling, it's a dynamic, layered language. They are literally having detailed conversations, coordinating hunts, warning each other, all through this silent, vibrant language that's written all over their bodies. It is absolutely extraordinary. Now, to be such an effective hunter and communicator, you've got to have a pretty remarkable body. And the squid's anatomy? It's like a masterclass in biological engineering, packed with what you could basically call superpowers. Every single part of a squid is built for action. It's got a beak as sharp as a parrot's for slicing up its food. Instead of a spine, it has this light, flexible internal shell called a pen. It uses its 8 arms to handle prey, and then it has 2 specialized, super long tentacles it can shoot out to snatch things from a distance. And of course, there's the funnel, which blasts out water for that famous jet propulsion. And to power this high-performance body, get this, a squid has not 1, not 2, but 3 hearts. 2 of them are busy pumping blood through the gills to get oxygen, while the third, bigger heart, circulates all that oxygenated blood to the rest of its super energetic body. So if you're going to hunt in the dark, you need incredible senses, right? Well, this squid's eye is a total marvel. It's huge and surprisingly complex. It's built a lot like our own eye, but it's perfectly tuned to capture even the faintest glimmer of light in the deep sea. That's how it spots both glowing prey and those subtle patterns on other squid. But, of course, the ability that squids are most famous for is their almost magical power of camouflage. It's a skill they have absolutely perfected, right down to the cellular level. Their whole camouflage system works in 3 amazing layers. So on top, you've got those chromatophores we talked about, which give them their basic reds, yellows, and browns. Underneath that, there's a layer of iridophores. They act like tiny shimmering mirrors that create those shiny greens, blues, and golds. And then the deepest layer has leucophores, which actually mirror the light of their surroundings to perfectly match the brightness and color. It's what lets them literally disappear. And the speed, it's just staggering. I mean, forget chameleons. A squid can flash through different patterns and completely vanish into the background faster than you can blink. This isn't just camouflage. It's like having active, real-time invisibility. And when that camouflage isn't quite enough, they've got one more trick up their sleeve. A blast of ink creates this smokescreen, a dark cloud that totally confuses a predator's senses. At the exact same time, the squid can flash pale and jet away, leaving the predator attacking nothing but a cloud of ink. It's a brilliant escape plan. Okay, so a high-speed body, incredible eyes, a secret skin language, you'd think that would be enough, right? But we've saved the most amazing fact for last. Their absolutely startling intelligence. And this brings us to what might be the most mind-bending fact of all. Squid and their relatives, like octopuses and cuttlefish, are exceptionally smart. Among all the animals without a backbone, they have the largest and most complicated brains, even rivaling some vertebrates. And we're not just guessing about this intelligence. We can see it. In labs, they've been seen solving really complex puzzles. In the wild, some have been spotted carrying around tools, like coconut shells, to use for shelter later. They can learn new tricks just by watching another squid do it, and some even coordinate their movements to hunt as a team. So just to put this all into perspective, some scientists who study their behavior say that their problem-solving skills put their intelligence right up there with dogs. Now, just think about that for a second. An invertebrate, a mollusk, showing a level of smarts we usually only associate with mammals. So what we have here is an aggressive hunter, a master of disguise, an animal that speaks a language written in light, and an intelligent problem solver. And all of this has been hiding out in a part of our own planet we're only just starting to really explore. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other kinds of intelligences, what other amazing forms of life are still waiting for us down there in the deep, dark sea?